Hello, my name is Phillip Patterson. I'm a double major in statistics and economics, and I play on the UNC men's rugby team.
All right, Phillip. So we have one question for you. To start off, what is your general opinion about vaccines?
So my general opinion about vaccines is that they are a good thing, and that they have been a tremendous benefit to human society since their creation. One can only look at all the wonderful data that we have about vaccines and how beneficial they are, and how they have been proven to prevent many diseases and infections and all these other kinds of things. One of the easiest examples is the flu shot. Long ago, the flu was something that people could die from quite frequently and quite easily, but now because of vaccines, that has been relatively eliminated. I mean, people still do die from it, but vaccines have certainly helped tremendously in that aspect. So I generally see them as a very beneficial thing. I can't necessarily think of the times when they aren't helpful or they're a detriment to it. So I would say yes. Overall, yes, very good thing.
Thank you. So maybe a little bit redundant at this point, but the next question is, should you get vaccinated?
Yeah, I think you should. The thing about vaccines is that the way they work is that if most of the population is vaccinated, then whenever there an infection or a cold or like viruses occur, they won't spread as much. But if only a few percentage of the population has vaccines, then they're less effective. So it's sort of like an all or nothing kind of thing. If you're going to use vaccines, everyone should do it because that's the most effective way it's used. And if there are going to be a lot of stragglers, like half the population's not going to use it, well, then it's kind of pointless at that point. Not necessarily pointless, but it's just less effective. So I definitely think yes, everyone should get vaccinated, certainly, because it reduces the spread of a disease or like an infection or whatever from occurring in that population. So yes, everyone should get vaccinated.
All right, and we just have one last question.
Cool.
How do you think vaccines work?
Well, vaccines work, if I can remember correctly from what I've learned, vaccines work when they have, maybe I'm thinking of antibodies, but what I know is that vaccines, basically they put a little bit of the sort of, take flu for example, I'm going to use that example because that's the best way I can explain it. You have a strain of flu that they think is going to be occurring that year, or that is going to be, that occurred last year or whatever, and they put that into your system, and they put a very small amount so that the antibodies in your system and the white blood cells in your system can recognize what that infection is, and they can respond to it and remove it from your body. And because it's so small that it doesn't really have that big of a detriment to you. But the reason why they do that is because when the real infection comes around and it's a lot bigger concentration of that infection, your white blood cells immediately recognize it as an invader, and they will attack it immediately, in essence preventing it from ever destroying your cells and hurting your body. I could be wrong, but that's just what I remember from learning about it in school.
All right, well, thank you very much, Phillip, for your opinions.
Thank you.
Ryan, P-Wad, Poli-Sci, minor in history.
All right, Ryan, what is your general opinion of vaccines?
Vaccines are very useful to the general populace.
All right, should you use vaccines or not?
Yes.
And why?
Yes, you should use vaccines. Vaccines help prevent the spread of very harmful diseases.
How do you think they work?
Vaccines only work whenever the whole population get vaccines. That way, whenever one person gets the disease, they can't transfer the bacteria or virus to another person. So everybody must be vaccinated.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Sharp. We appreciate your opinions.
Thank you, Mr. Restrepo. Always a pleasure.